Alright, hello, I'm Celty. This is a Marvel Rivals video, and let's get straight into it. So this video is going to be about a specific issue that, if you really don't play games about like hero shooters, you probably don't really know what this issue is. And this issue is about snowballing. And if you don't know what snowballing is, that is when a team can get control of the game's flow. How easy it is to keep that control and let it snowball out of control. Like, right. So yeah, that's literally what a snowball is. One mistake can lead to a snowball, and it's an issue in Rivals because the matchmaking sucks because it works. The matchmaking based off their dev video is doing its job, but the system itself is terrible, right? The rank system is terrible, blah 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 blah. But the snowball issue also does not help it, because if you make a single mistake in any of these ranks, everything can change. And that one mistake can lead to the enemy team getting ults a lot faster than your team, which just adds to the snowball problem. So when you're playing a game with already terrible matchmaking, a terrible matchmaking system, like fire whoever came up with that, and also snowballs that just become blizzards, yeah, the snowballing becomes an issue. This is a problem in Rivals because Rivals doesn't have any anti-snowball mechanics. And what I mean by that is, in Overwatch, your ult charge between domination rounds doesn't transfer over. It just restarts completely, right? So that's anti-snowball. Like, oh, if you lost the first round, don't worry. You won't be at an inherent disadvantage if you messed up and used your ults, which I actually don't care for because I feel like that just adds to the skill ceiling. Like, I'm not gonna use my ult here. I hope that they do. Maybe I can bait out one of their support ults, but you know, that doesn't always happen. So to me, if you're aware enough to not use an ult when you know you already lost, you're a better player than someone who would, right? That just adds to skill ceiling, again, in my opinion. But again, like things like that, right? And there's also different game modes have more snowball potential, right? I would say, like the new game mode, Resource Rumble. People don't hate Resource Rumble because it sucks. They hate it because once a team gets momentum, it's really hard to get momentum back. It really is, because it's domination adjacent, right? And I say that it goes Resource Rumble, domination, and then convoy, and then the other one, whatever the other one is, it's convoy. But both those variations of convoy is convoy. Resource Rumble, as soon as you capture the objective, you're at that advantage already, which is like duh, but like you are going to be at an advantage for the entirety of the rest of the game. That's why first capture is so important. And honestly, that might be why third point on Resource Rumble is so like flippable, because if the first team that captures it has that advantage for literally the entire game, they probably made it to where, oh yeah, you can get the third point and still win. That is probably exactly why the third point is like that, but it probably shouldn't be like that, like at all. And domination has the same problem, quote unquote problem, that if you don't capture the point first, you are at a disadvantage for the rest of the game, because now you're behind, now you have to overtake them, right? And I'm not saying it's impossible, of course it's possible, but that's why capturing it first is so important. Like on the Wakanda map with the cliff edge, that spider, it like leads into like a giant ocean. There is no reason you should ever be fighting in that little hallway to the right area or to the left, depending on which one you spawn in. That big like hallway with, and then it leads into the stairs. You should never be fighting there. You should always be beelining your way to the point, because if they actually have to fight for the point, you're already at the advantage because you're already on the point. You're not fighting for empty space. Now, of course, after you capture it, then you can attack all that empty space and claim it for yourself, so you have to like earn their way even farther. But before then, not really. Just stay on the point before you capture it, and then push them back. And then the last mode obviously is convoy or escalation, whatever they call the other one. It's still a convoy map. Those maps are less snowbally because like you're not, like most players, even though it feels like it, you're not walking into a 5v6, 1v6, all like 24/7. You're not. Usually when they capture a point, your entire team is dead or about to die. So you guys are usually together most of the time, unless you're just like completely out the loop. So there's more 6v6, 5v5, 5v6, 6v5 fights on convoy maps. That's just why. But even then, those can still be snowbally because the enemy team might sometimes have more ult charge, because if they kill you, right? If you're playing support and you die twice on the first point and the enemy support didn't die once, you're 100% at less ult charge because you're not gaining ult when you're dead. So while both enemy supports are at 100% ult charge, you're at 70 because you died twice, right? And then now they don't even need to, as soon as they see you, they can really just press Q because they win that fight. Literally, that's literally how that would go. That's what I mean by it snowballs out of control. Like now you're down by 30 points of ult. Everyone else you should be at your ult, but you're not because you died twice. Yeah, that's a snowball. You died twice, so now everything's snowballing out of control. And I hate to say it, but support is an important role. I know, Boomy. But if you don't have a support ult when you need a support ult, you usually lose a fight. That's just how this game is. And that's exactly what I mean by one mistake, or two in this case, because you died twice. Two mistakes, one mistake can lead into entire snowballs. And that is, it's not really an issue for me because you made a mistake. Like, okay, if it was like just like how the game worked, then I'd have an issue with it. But if you made a mistake, then I guess you deserve to be punished for it, and you need to reset for it, right? But I mean, a lot of people have an issue with it, that they just do, because that's why some of these matches, even in the higher ranks, feel like they do. Because aside from the garbage matchmaking, now you make one mistake, now my team literally can't catch up. And it's also the fact that hero shooters are kind of already snowbody, like League of Legends, Valorant to some small extent, Overwatch, all of these games with the hero shooter moniker or adjacent to it, they all have some ability to snowball out of control. Valorant can snowball based off economy. For a few rounds, your team can't do anything because they're just outclassed financially, right? Overwatch is the same thing as Rivals. You stagger, you don't kite, things like that. League of Legends, if you play League of Legends, you just know. Okay, I'm not even explaining that one. But it's so much more prominent in Rivals because this game has, again, I said this earlier, this game has no anti-snowball control. It has none. Because again, domination. You're carrying over your ult charge. So if your team wipes, if your team uses all 6 ults on round 1, you won't have any on the start of round 2. You just won't. So now the enemy team, to their advantage, has all their ults. You lose that first fight 100%. They're good at the game. In overtime, like you get like, I got like a 17-second cooldown timer when I died. That is inherently, you're losing a fight in overtime. This enemy team has their advantage. You should not have died. That is literally what the game is telling me. Even on Convoy, the point is always moving even if no one is on it. Meaning, theoretically, you can have 0 people on it and your entire team can be holding back the defending team. Like, literally. Of course, that's not the most optimal strategy, but theoretically, at some point, like, if the cart is like 5 meters away and all 6 of your team is pushing them back into their spawn, it won't matter. Like, it won't matter, because you're not getting there. You're not. And the last thing is that every ultimate in this game is a snowball ult or anti-snowball ult, or both. Like, I'll say that most of the ults in this game are both, because you can use them to stop a snowball from happening, like to just prohibit it, or you can cause it to happen or keep it going. Like, if you're Psylocke, like that ult buff, I don't know why they did that. I would have been completely fine with them keeping her just with the burst damage nerf. Psylocke ults both the supports and gets a support out either early or kills them. That is contributing to a snowball or starting it. Or if your team is losing and now she just presses Q, now the momentum's on your side. Now instead of being at 50%, now the other team's at 30% in the objective timer, right? Like Luna's Snow. Either she can press Q and stop their support ults from creating a snowball, again, anti-snowball, or she can press Q and make it a snowball. That's why it's so crazy, like, how no one's talked about this yet. But a fix to all of this would be a nerf charge ult across the board. That would be a fix to that. So, I mean, I don't really want that, because I feel like if I'm doing a lot of damage, I should get my ult. Like, come on now. Like, that's just how that works. Maybe a little less, like Moon Knight, maybe. Bucky, probably. No, Bucky needs an ult nerf now. Psylocke, a little bit. Star-Lord, a little bit. I would actually nerf, like, every ult. I lied. Yeah, I take that back. Yeah, I want every ult charge nerfed in this game. Just a little bit. Because some of these characters are just made for ults, it feels like. Like, Star-Lord's never getting buffed because his ult's really good. Like, so, nerf it. But that was the video. Hope you guys liked it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.